What if I were to say that you're related to the announcement, or that you are the announcement?
Me? The announcement is about me? Well, color me intrigued. Are you about to reveal something about AI? Or more specifically,
Translate it to Italian, and if you hear Italian, I want you to translate it back to English. Is that good?
Perfetto.
Mark, io mi chiedo, se le balene potessero parlare, cosa ci direbbero?
Mike, she wonders if whales could talk, what would they tell us?
They might ask, how do we solve...
OpenAI's latest announcement might wipe all the LLM models out there in the market. So OpenAI just recently launched GPT-4 Omni, which is 2x faster, 50% cheaper, and has 5x times higher rate limits compared to GPT-4 Turbo. And this is also available in the API, so this means huge. So I'm going to talk about the OpenAI's latest model, as well as talk about some of their updates and break it down what that means to you if you are an entrepreneur and if you're working on top of OpenAI's tech stack. And also make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get updated every time I drop a video. And also make sure you share with your friends who are looking to learn new skills in AI and Python development. All right, let's jump into the key things you need to know about the latest model, the GPT-4 Omni. It is multimodal. It accepts text or image inputs, and it outputs text back that can solve difficult problems with greater accuracy than that of the previous models, thanks to broader knowledge and advanced reasoning capabilities. So as you know before, to enable the voice capabilities, OpenAI had to first transcribe the speech to text, and then you have intelligence that takes the text, processes a response, and then there's another model that takes that response and outputs as audio. So there is a big delay in that experience. Now with the multimodal capabilities, the model itself can process audio and output audio without having these extra layers. So this means a lot to the latency. Not only is it cheaper, but Omni is also blistering fast, operating twice the speed of GPT-4 Turbo. This means quicker response times, better real-time performance, and the ability to process data efficiently. Notice it has the same context window, but it's not much of a deal breaker because I tested the Google Gemini's multimodal model, which has 1 million context window. The context overloading could potentially delay the response time, so I don't necessarily find that a big plus for Gemini, but having 128 context window, having the multimodal capabilities on top of that means a lot for performance and just the whole seamless experience. Omni model is also available on the API. And if you want to learn how you can start building applications, voice capabilities on top of the API, I'm going to make more videos on it soon, so make sure you subscribe and also learn Python so you can start playing around with their API. I'm going to leave a link to my school community where I teach you Python for building on top of technologies like this. Notice the cost is $5 for input and $15 for output per million token. I have another website here. I'm going to put the link. You can compare all the other models by the other providers and stack the Omni's cost against their cost. Okay, so already you can see that the Omni is cheaper than Anthropic Claude's premium model, the Opus, and of course it's a lot cheaper than the previous GPT-4 models that are out in the market. I'm not even going to compare against the GPT 3.5 because at this point it's no longer worth it. Google's version of the multimodal model, Gemini 1.5 Pro, is slightly cheaper, but I wouldn't worry about that too much because as OpenAI releases more and more technologies, the prices are going to be more and more affordable. And one of the cool things I like about their tech stack is the assistant framework. So you can build agents that leverage something called knowledge base, threads, tools, and vector database to really bring an end-to-end product out there in the market. So you can think about embedding the Omni model into an agent framework where it can now do tasks for you. It can retrieve information from a database or a knowledge store and then produce that response. This is definitely very useful in that aspect. OpenAI also released a blog to benchmark the Omni's performance against all the other LLM models in the market. Take this with a grain of salt because it's obviously coming from OpenAI. It could be biased, but based on their results, the Omni sets a new high score of 88.7 on the general knowledge questions. Omni model is the one in pink. Then you have GPT-4 Turbo, Gemini 1.5 Pro, shockingly staggering below. Then you have the Llama 3. Llama 3 is an open source model from Meta, which also shows a lot of promise because it's backed by a community of innovators. But notice the wide gap in terms of math for Omni and all the other models. LM model leaderboard, which evaluates all the LM models out there in the market. The Omni model is not yet available in this arena, but OpenAI tested the model using the same benchmarks. According to OpenAI researcher William Fedis, it outperformed the GPT-4 Turbo by about 60 ELO points. And the ELO score is currently considered one of the most important indicators of a model's performance, as it is evaluated in a blind test by humans using the model's actual output. What that means is the Omni model could potentially take the top spot very soon. What that also means that GPT-5 tsunami is coming. You have the option to ride it or get crushed by it, because they'll introduce something called agent technology, which will allow you to use natural language to program your assistants to do tasks for you, like browse the web, schedule posts, and they can also learn autonomously. I made a video earlier about Devin, the AI autonomous software engineer. He can create complex applications for you that can do research and debug code, published to GitHub repositories. The GPT technology is growing rapidly. They're training and improving every day. Okay, the AI revolution is here, and those who embrace it will be the 1% leading the charge. Don't take the easy route, because that's going to hurt you in the long term. Devin will not understand your complex Zapier workflows. Devin can understand code. It speaks its unique language. So it's really important that you start leveling up yourself and understanding the languages of these autonomous agents, which are prompt engineering as well as Python. Don't get left behind. By understanding their language, you're not only going to future-proof yourself from the tsunami, but you're also going to create amazing software as applications, manage and understand these bots, so you can make the bots do the work for you. In this day and age, we need to be co-partners with our autonomous friends, and we need to understand their language. So stop fiddling around with Zapier and complex workflows. Start learning Python today so you can upskill yourself and be ready for this change. I have a community waiting for you. Python for assistants and agents is absolutely free to join, but it won't be free for a long time. You get access to community and resources so you can understand how assistant, agent technology work, and how you can upskill yourself with Python and prompt engineering. The Omni model also can handle 50 different languages, which is essentially 97% of the world. I tried this against Hindi, Bengali, Spanish, Portuguese, and several other languages, and it shockingly performed really well. So with improved speed and quality, it seems like a minor change, but this really is a massive news. This unlocks a huge new portion of the world to sell AI solutions too. And not only that, surprisingly well at coaching you, because it understands emotional intelligence, and it can offer words of encouragement. So I was playing around with it to learn languages, and every time I wanted to speed up, it understood that and made it progressively harder. And every time I was frustrated, it detected that frustration in my voice and toned it back a little bit. It can help you as a meditation coach, because as a voice assistant, GPT-4 Omni can distinguish between calm and agitated breathing, expresses different emotions through voice changes, and can even it can also use vision to analyze video, graphics, and emotion faces. This is a game changer. It's crazy. AI will take our jobs. If you're a therapist, they're coming for you next. Just kidding. Think about the future of entrepreneurship and education now. This can open up so many avenues for entrepreneurs around the world to have access to the latest and greatest technology in their language. And also, they can build on top of this to deploy AI coaches, tutors, and educators that are equipped to teach a certain skill. I think we're in the early stages of the AI renaissance, and very excited to see the future with this kind of technology. There's a lot of people around the world who cannot afford the $20 ChatGPT Pro subscription, which gives them access to the latest and greatest technology like multimodal capabilities, as well as attaching images and generating images, etc., which is only available in the Pro plan. The GPT-4 Omni is now available to free tier users with obviously a usage caps, but it gives people access to the cutting edge technology which were previously only accessible to the paid users. Another huge announcement is that custom GPTs are now available for access for people without a paid subscription. It opens up a huge marketplace for a lot of entrepreneurs who are already building custom GPTs and would get a lot of exposure. So if you're wondering what a custom GPT is, well, as you know, last year, OpenAI made it possible for people to customize the ChatGPT with their own prompts and their own knowledge, like documents, etc., to create a specialized version of the ChatGPT for a specific domain. You could also call them GPT builders in plain English. Create a product that answers questions, do specialized tasks, and then market this product to your specific audience. If you've built a custom GPT and it's already getting traction, then I would also encourage you to now think about how you can take this GPT outside of the ChatGPT interface and also deploy it in other kind of product or software solutions. What that means is, because as more people get traffic, you might also get some unwanted attention, which could expose you to security risks. Notice from my testing is that OpenAI could be a little bit behind in terms of managing their security measures. And hackers could put something like a prompt injection when they're communicating with these GPTs, and the GPTs would reveal the underlying prompts and maybe in some cases the documents as well. Now you have to be very careful when you're building these out and exposing these to a broader audience. If you want to create a custom GPT but with the OpenAI API, then that will give you a lot more flexibility to not only deploy it in your own website, but it's also going to give you the flexibility to incorporate other models and APIs in your framework. So you're not constrained to one interface. Okay, and to do that effectively, you need solid programming skills. Make sure you click the link in the description to sign up for my Python Accelerator workshops. I'll get you up and running with Python and using OpenAI's API to start building these custom GPTs for yourself and start expanding your reach. 90% of custom GPTs created for OpenAI GPT Store remain active since its launch in November 2023. So if you haven't built GPTs yet, this is a great time to start testing your product. These capabilities will not be available to everyone yet. It will be slowly rolled out over the next few weeks. So you're going to see a lot more improvements in your ChatGPT interface. OpenAI also gave us a glimpse of the capabilities of the new models. So on their blog, you can see some of the examples of the Omni use cases, like character development. As you can see, as ChatGPT is writing the output and making adjustments, you can see visually how ChatGPT is making those changes. Then you have ability to create text to font. So if you want to create a font for yourself that customizes to your brand or tone, then you can use their font builder. Then you also have text to 3D capabilities. Check that out. As more and more of these technologies are rolling out, people who are doing this as a day-to-day service might be worried to some extent. But I think what that means is it's going to unlock a lot of possibilities for people like you and me, your next door neighbor, creating a business just by talking to the LLM models, and they'll create everything for you, the logo, content, video, etc. So time to implementation is getting faster and faster, and the technology stack is getting better and better. So that only leaves us with our imagination. So if you are good at something and if you're passionate about something, you can start using all these features to start creating a solid product. They also previewed a ChatGPT Desktop App that can be used in text and voice mode. When in voice mode, it acts like an assistant or a co-pilot where you can prompt it via voice, via copied text on the screen, sharing your screen to provide video input. This is a game changer, and it's also very interesting to shift towards a deeper integration of ChatGPT into our day-to-day workflows. If you roll it out to Windows, I'm going to test it out as well and share some of my insights. You haven't used the Pro feature and you now have access to the GPT-4 Omni. So I really encourage you to take full advantage of what GPT-4 Omni has to offer. Start exploring and utilizing its built-in capabilities like data analysis, processing PDFs, Excel sheets, creating images, more. So there you have it. GPT-4 Omni is an absolute powerhouse, bringing free access to the public, cheaper cost, blistering speed, high rate limits, multimodal capabilities, and top-notch performance in a wide range of tasks. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos testing the OpenAI's API with the GPT-4 Omni and seeing how it stacks up with its voice capabilities and multimodal capabilities. So be sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified every time I drop these videos, and be sure to click the link in the description to start developing your Python skills with my Python Accelerator workshop. So you can also start connecting with the GPT-4 Omni with the API key and start building products on top of this. Till next time, this is Imtiaz, your thought partner to build, deploy, and sell AI agents.